What gave you the confidence to introduce me to your mom in less than 2 months? So my prayer was not like, okay, Lord, is he the one? I'm sure my prayer was more on, Lord, this is the relationship, sort of like informing God.
You were not really asking if this is what you should do. You were just informing him that, Lord, I have found a man.
And then he was giving me pressure that I should go and tell my mom about us.
Yes.
Hello, family. Welcome to Soulmate A and B's YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning into our video. I am Bernice, and this is my husband, Apfi. And today we'll be sharing with you our love story. So this is episode 2. So if you have not watched episode 1, please go ahead so that you know what we're talking about.
So as I was concluding in the last video, I was telling you guys about how God was leading me to Bernice. So I was in my first year in 2019 in the University of Free State. I was living the varsity life, the immoral life, but I was also in a journey with God. God was somehow calling me more into purity. But from where I was and with the people that were around me, I felt that this was something out of reach. It felt like something that was impossible to attain. I always felt that if I was to actually act on the purity or towards the purity that God wanted me to actually attain at that time, I felt like with the people that were around me, they were actually gonna mock me. So I made a prayer to God and I said, Lord, I do want to live a life that pleases you, but please give me someone who will actually help me live a life that would please you. Someone that would somehow not laugh at me for actually choosing to be pure, for choosing to actually live in obedience to you. So as I was continuing, with the late night calls with Bernice, we were connecting. We also had a background history. Later on, as my mother would usually tell me, after church, my mother would usually tell me the messages that she had from church. So in her telling me that message, I felt God speaking through what the pastor had been preaching, and I felt that God was really leading me to actually make a move to Bernice. So I went to Bernice and I said, Bernice, this is what God is saying. This is what God is saying, but I don't want you to answer straight ahead. I want you to first go and pray about it as well. Right after I told you that this is what God said, please tell them what you went and did.
I did pray about it. I'm not sure if I would say I had him. One thing about it is that I'm grateful that you are the one, because if you were not the one, I was gonna miss it. Because at that point when I prayed, I already had a desire. Let me just say, I made a decision that I'm gonna be with this person because my emotions were already hooked. I was already sort of like in love.
Yeah. You
So
couldn't resist this boy.
So my prayer was not like, okay, Lord, is he the one? But I'm sure my prayer was more on, Lord, this is the relationship, sort of like informing God.
Yeah. You were not really asking if this is what you should do. You were just informing him that, Lord, I have found a man.
And if he had said no, I wouldn't have heard him.
Okay.
I wouldn't have had that no, because already I was deep. So I'm just grateful that in his mercies you were the one.
So fast forward, what actually happened is that as that relationship began, it began while I was actually in Bloemfontein and Bernice was back here at home. So I had to come back, and it was now our first time going to meet in this second relationship. Remember that this was the second phase of our relationship. The first one started in 2012 but ended in you should just go and watch the first episode if you have not watched it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the very first day we met in this second phase of our relationship. How was that day for you? What was so special about that day?
For me, the beautiful thing was you asked to kiss me. For me, I saw beyond the action. I saw the intention. Like, I felt like you were really respecting me. I felt respected. The fact that you didn't just I don't know,
make a move, baby. Like, this is the thing. I have a bad history in terms of relationships, like being a player, etc., having many girlfriends, etc. So when I had to now decide that I had to settle, I had to be sure that I am settling with quality.
Come on,
Right?
please.
I had to be sure that I was settling with quality that I know is rare. So that is what I had found in you.
Okay, let's
Right?
save that for later.
I had so much respect for you, like from the get go. That's why I felt like this girl is one worth being loyal to. The reason why I actually asked to kiss you was because I had this impression that based on your standards, based on how you respect yourself, based on how you valued yourself and the way you carried yourself, I felt that if I was just to make a move, it might really be a red flag. It might really be a red flag, and you might actually, you lose interest in me. So that's why I actually asked.
So what
So
if I had said no?
I was still gonna respect it.
No, that's nice.
I was still, because baby, there were many things that you told me in this relationship that I did not want. You said no to a lot of things that I did not want, that I wanted
It's
to do,
okay. Fast
but
forward, guys.
but I
But
had to stay. So after that first day that we actually met, we were actually meeting in a forest, like
just save the details
it
and
was
go
in
to
a
the.
it was in a like a bushy place. I didn't want to bring her back at home because I was somehow afraid at that time. But the next time we met, I actually brought her to my home. My brother was also there. So my mother at that time was not around, but she came later on while we were actually sitting. So
Mhm.
I was panicking and I wanted to actually to
To
sneak,
hide me.
to actually
Yo,
hide
yo,
her or
yo,
to
yo.
sneak her out of the house. Then my brother said, "No, why are you sneaking her out? There's nothing that you're doing. You're sitting in the living room. Sit down. Let Ma come and actually meet her." So we sat, and then my mom came. She actually greeted her. She loved her, and then she
She gave us a lesson. And like on the first day, she was like, "I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want so."
yeah. So that is how I actually introduced her to my mother the first time. But prior to her actually meeting her, I had actually told my mother that, Ma, I have a girlfriend, or I'm dating someone.
Mhm.
And right from the get-go, she just guessed that it was her. How supernatural is that?
And one thing about it is that you gave me pressure. He gave me so much pressure to go and tell my mom. Because you had told your mom, I think that was in less than 3 months. That was
Mhm.
after 2 months, I think. And then he was giving me pressure that I should go and tell my mom about us.
Yes, you had to.
And the problem that I had is that my relationship with my mom is not similar to the relationship you had with your mom.
Mhm.
My mom is old, so you know those old black parents.
Yeah.
So I went to my mom this other day and I was like, okay, let me just start this conversation. I was like, Ma, when do you want me to start dating?
Mhm.
And she was like, when you were 21. At that time, I think I was 17, if
16.
16 or 17. I think I had already turned 17 because it was the
Mhm.
following year, 2020. And then she was like, 21 years. Ooh. That was the end of my conversation with her. But however, fast forward to March, I introduced him to my mom. Me having to introduce him to my mom was because I had my mom and my sister sort of like gossiping me. They were
Gossiping about me.
yeah, they were gossiping about me, whatever. They were gossiping about me. And then I just had them talking about you and I
Mhm.
actually. I don't remember what they were saying. So I
Mhm.
was like, oh, okay, so my mom knows about him.
Mhm.
So this other day, my mom had sent me to go buy something. So I went with Apfi to her workplace to go and just
Get the money. I think you were to get the
yes,
money.
yes. And then I went to my mom. She was like, "Who did you come with?" And I took that opportunity. I was like, "I came with Apfi. Should I call him?" And then she's like, "Why did you leave him outside?" and things like that. And that's when my husband and my mom met. But with our fathers, yo. Actually, my dad met him after 6 years when we were about to get married. Yeah.
Yeah, but even with my father had actually met her, but not formally. My father is like a formal person, so it was like he had never met her. So he finally met her, like also in this period where we were actually planning and preparing for our marriage or wedding.
I would want to know something. What gave you the confidence to introduce me to your mom in less than 2 months? Like, what gave you the audacity, that confidence that I am the one? As much as you had God, but
Number one, I was sure that I had God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I was sure that this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I was full on, like I had made up my mind. There was no turning back.
So we want to spare you the unnecessary details. Fast forward 2020, I was in grade 12 and my husband was doing his second year. So we were in a long distance relationship because he had to go back to the University of Free State. But around March there was COVID, so I had to come back home and then we spent the whole year together.
But prior to me actually coming back in that COVID-19 period, that long distance relationship somehow had an effect, in my life, because while I was actually there were a lot of people were giving me pressure, saying that Bernice is cheating on you there. Bernice is cheating on you. People are actually like, yo, they are on it. Like, so many negative things.
I was also like told that, hey, like so many people were telling me that he's cheating with the university girls, such stuff.
But at a certain point, I could tell that it was really starting to get to you. How would you say your trust was in that period wherein I was actually far away from you, and after we had actually built a bond while I was back? How was the trust at that point?
For me to trust you, it was not easy at all. It was not easy. That is why those words from people were getting to me, especially because we have a history and our past relationship was not good at all.
It was filled with so much cheating.
Yes, and so much betrayal, so much heartbreaks. So, however, you gave me the benefit of the doubt because of your relationship with God. I saw past your words, but I was more focused on the relationship you had with God. So I was trusting that if he has he has this strong relationship with God, then there's nothing for me to worry about.
I feel like, that was something that also gave me so much confidence. I did not place my confidence in you, that Bernice is an angel. She will never cheat. You'll never, like, with people, you should never trust a person.
Yeah.
But I also had this confidence in the fact that you feared God and that you also respected yourself as well. Because I feel like when it comes to this issue of cheating, it is also coming from a place of low self-respect.
Sure.
It really comes from low self-respect. Like, for me personally, the reason why I don't do such things is because of how much respect I have for myself. I feel like it's something that is too low to do. So even with you, based on the way that I see that you really respect yourself and the way you really loved yourself at that time, it never moved me.
Yeah, fast forward, we were in a long distance relationship, and then he came back. As I stated, he came back. We spent 2020 together. Then 2021, it was my first year. So we prayed. We were like, Lord, we want to be together. We don't want this long distance relationship. And then we prayed that I might go to the University of Free State with him. He was doing his final year.
So it was actually a journey of faith, because after Bernice, Bernice had applied to the University of Free State. So all her options were rejected.
Yeah.
They kept calling the people and they kept saying she should actually apply for the following year. And
applications were already closed.
the applications were already closed. So I still kept the faith. I had trusted in this living God. So fast forward,
God did a miracle.
God made a way. She
Yes.
actually came to Bloemfontein. But that was the beginning of the most toxic phase of our relationship. But we'll actually tell you more about this in the coming video. Just subscribe and turn on the notification bell to ensure that you don't miss out. Thank you.